why do you look so unhappy every day when you come home from work? And that penetrated my heart. I'm going, wow, you guys notice it?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Dad, I hated my job. I hated what I was doing. But yet when they saw me on the baseball field, they're like, Dad, you are so much fun out there. And I realized that that's where my heart is. And so I spoke with my wife and I told them what they said. And she says, why don't you make a job out of teaching kids baseball? You teach so many of them right now. See, I had a program that I started once I played with these T-ball kids. And let's say there's 10 teams. And on every team there's one really good kid or two really good kids. But he's frustrated because nobody else can play catch with him. So I found these kids. And I'd get 10 or 12 of them together on a Sunday, and I would run a practice. And I would fulfill their need for better competition. And from that, I built a couple of teams that played when the season ended in Little League, and we'd go on and play travel baseball. I did it for nothing. That was me giving back still. And my wife says, well, why don't you start a business? I'm going, I can't charge the kids anything.
Yeah.
I've done this for nothing. This is my way of saying, God, I'm giving back.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, why don't you talk to our pastor? I went to my pastor and I said, hey, Pastor Chuck, here's my situation. I explained it to him. And he goes, Mark, he goes, I know you're very talented. I watch you. I see you with the kids. He says that you have a gift with kids. And he said, think about where we live. There are people that pay every day for someone to give their kids instructions. You are very good at what you do. Why not accept their money? I said, well, I made a promise to God. He said, yeah, for kids that can't afford it. I said, yeah. He goes, well, the kids that can't afford it, don't charge them. But the ones that can, they'd probably rather pay you than somebody else because you're good. I never thought of it that way. And that was the beginning of my business called Pro Kids Academy, Pro Kids. And so the business itself is not only designed to teach baseball. If anything, it's designed to teach life lessons through baseball. Baseball is a tough game. It's a game of failure. It's the only game that you set up to fail, believe it or not. Yeah. And so it's about gravity. Life hits you hard, right?
Right.
The rest of your life, baseball hits you hard. You're set up to fail. A guy that fails 7 out of 10 times. 7 out of 10 times he fails. Really, in any sport, is not considered very good. In baseball, if you fail 7 out of 10 times at the plate, that means you got 30% success rate. You're getting paid $15 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's how hard this game is. And so I've taken this lesson and going, okay, life is the same way. The famous people like Edison, Lincoln, all the failures that they have, they continued on. They beat gravity. They got back up again. And that's what I'm trying to teach the kids, is just that. And being raised in a poor family that didn't know we were poor was a great start for me. Earning a scholarship was another start for me. And now having, a couple of cool kids that really appreciate Dad being involved in their lives made it even better for me. So that's how I got involved in this business. And I have a marker. The day that I'm married, I think they're going to bury me in shorts. The day that I get buried, I should say. Because on my knee over here, I have this callus. You see that? And that callus is there for a reason. I deal with kids 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 years old. And when I talk to them, I'm a big man, I'm an intimidating man, and I can see the fear in their eyes. But when I get down on a knee and I look up to them, all the fear's gone. I have their attention. And you can tell I've been doing this for a long time because that won't go away. And that's how I approach the kids. And the attention that you get with the fear gone and the faith there, it's amazing what you can accomplish in these young guys. I have a lot of them. There's 7 of them playing in the minor leagues in Major League Baseball right now. There's over 20 of them playing in college right now on scholarship. I didn't make them, but I had a chance to build a foundation in them. And so that's why I believe I'm doing the right thing. It's a rough business. I don't make a lot of money. I have 3 different income streams to afford one family, all 3 having to do with baseball. I give private lessons. I coach at a high school. And then I coach travel ball teams. And with all that is a lot of hours of work per week, 7 days a week. But I get to fulfill my ministry, and I get to do what I feel I'm called to do. And the trade-off is I don't have insurance. I can't afford it. So I've been blessed to stay healthy up until this.
Right.
And now I'm trying to find a way to get through this too.
So Mark, from a medical perspective, how is this callus affecting your hip and all of the kneeling? Can you tell me if...
Yeah, I think the word is it exasperates it. Working with young kids, again, coming down at their level, not only to see them eye to eye, but when you hit a baseball at them, it's intimidating. It's hard. It hurts. When you throw a baseball at them, you want to be able to make sure that they're ready to get it. Me spending as much time on my knees is horrible. It's where my most pain comes from, because I'm down on it and I'm working back and forth, and that hip is just grinding and grinding, and there's no cartilage there. And there's times where I don't know how I walk into my door after a practice, but I have to do that as part of my day. I try to do it from a chair. It doesn't work that well. I try to do it standing up. It doesn't have the same effect. Going down on my knee is the way to do it. And with the success comes the pain. And that's where I think I've topped out.